I stood in my kitchen, bread knife in hand, staring at the tangled root ball of my arrowhead plant. My plants were declining and nothing had worked. This was my last resort. Social media shows perfect plants, but real plant care means tough choices. Sometimes plants need more than water and sunlight. They need bold intervention. My peace lily and Chinese money plant watched as I prepared for root surgery. Repotting wasn't an option. I had no space. Root pruning was my gamble. I took a deep breath and made the first cut, trusting that this act of destruction could spark new growth. Sometimes you have to be brave for your plants to give them a second chance. My arrowhead plant stopped growing, its leaves pale and lifeless. My peace lily drooped, brown-tipped and refusing to bloom. The Chinese money plant lost its round leaves, leaving only a bare stem. Concerned, I checked their roots, and found all three were packed tight, circling endlessly with barely any soil left. They were root-bound, trapped in their pots and unable to grow. The only way to save them was to break them free from their root-bound misery. Root-bound means a plant's roots have filled the pot, circling tightly with little room left for soil or growth. When this happens, water and nutrients can't reach the roots, and the plant starts to show distress. Yellow leaves, wilting, and stunted growth. The usual fix for root-bound plants is repotting into a bigger container. But you can't keep upsizing forever. Space runs out, and sometimes you want your plant to stay the same size. That's when root pruning comes in, trimming the roots so the plant can stay in its current home. It's like a haircut for roots, removing the congested outer layer to stimulate new growth and keep your plant healthy. Root pruning lets you refresh the soil and rejuvenate the plant without upsizing. If you want your plant to stay the same size, root pruning is the answer. A space-saving, effective way to keep your indoor garden thriving. Sometimes, less is more. Free the roots by loosening or pruning them, so your plant can breathe and grow again. Whether you choose to repot or prune, giving your plant room to grow is the best way to ensure its health and happiness. Remember, sometimes a bold step like root pruning can give your plant a fresh start right where it is. Root pruning. The very words might send shivers down the spine of even the most seasoned plant enthusiast. It sounds scary, conjuring images of irreparably damaging your beloved green companion. But fear not. The truth is, root pruning is a surprisingly simple and effective way to rejuvenate your potted plants and keep them thriving for years to come. Before we dive in, let's gather our tools. You'll need a clean, sharp knife or a pair of pruning shears. Sharpness is key to making clean cuts that heal quickly. Sterilize your chosen tool with rubbing alcohol to prevent the spread of any potential diseases. And of course, prep some fresh, high-quality potting mix. This will provide your plant with the nutrients it needs to recover and flourish. Now, the moment of truth. Gently remove the plant from its pot. Be careful not to damage the stems or leaves in the process. If the plant is root-bound, you might need to gently squeeze the sides of the pot to loosen it. Take a good look and inspect the root ball. Observe the density, the color, and the overall health of the roots. Are they tightly packed? Are there any signs of rot or disease? With your sterilized tool, cut away the bottom third of the root ball. This is where the oldest, often less productive roots reside. Next, address any circling roots that are growing around the perimeter of the root ball. Shave these off from the sides. Circling roots can eventually strangle the plant, so it's important to remove them. Now, gently loosen the remaining roots with your fingers. This helps to aerate the root ball and encourages new growth. Be sure to break up any compacted soil that may be clinging to the roots. Compacted soil restricts water and nutrient absorption. With the root ball properly pruned, place a layer of fresh soil in the clean pot. This will provide a cushion for the roots and ensure good drainage. Carefully set the trimmed root ball on top of the fresh soil, making sure the top of the root ball is level with the rim of the pot. Then, gently fill in around the root ball with more fresh potting mix, making sure to distribute it evenly. Once the pot is filled, water thoroughly to settle the soil and eliminate any air pockets. Don't be alarmed if the plant looks a little shocked at first. This is a completely normal reaction to being repotted and root pruned. To help it recover, place it in bright, indirect light, away from direct sunlight which can scorch the leaves. It's also best to skip fertilizer for a few weeks, as the plant needs to focus its energy on root development. The primary goal here is to encourage new, healthy root growth. We want those roots to eagerly grow and spread into the refreshed soil, absorbing all the nutrients and water they need. Ultimately, root pruning gives your plant a fresh start, a chance to revitalize and thrive. And the best part? it gets to continue its life in its favorite pot, the one that perfectly complements its beauty. We know. It's a little scary to take those first snips, but trust us, the long-term results, a healthier, happier, and more vibrant plant, are well worth it. So take a deep breath, gather your courage, and trust the process. Your plant will thank you for it. The first weeks after root pruning were tense. My plants looked stunned. But soon the peace lily unfurled a new leaf, then bloomed again. The arrowhead plant exploded with lush, vibrant growth and stopped wilting. Even the Chinese money plant perked up, eventually producing new pups. All three plants were healthier and more beautiful than before. The fear I felt was replaced by pride and understanding. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is take action that seems harsh. Root pruning didn't just save my plants, it transformed them. Sometimes a bold step is the best care you can give. Thinking of root pruning? Here's how to succeed. Prune during spring or early summer when plants recover fastest. Remove no more than the bottom third of the root ball and circling roots. Always use clean, sharp tools, sterilized to prevent disease. Avoid pruning very delicate or severely stressed plants. After pruning, give your plant bright, indirect light and keep soil moist but not soggy. Hold off on fertilizer for a month to let new roots form. Be patient. Recovery takes time, but the results are worth it. Trust your plant's resilience and your own care. Root pruning can be a game changer for small space plant parents.